Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a wee preview of tomorrow afternoon's league game against Motherwell. 3 o'clock kickoff away from home. Game will be live on Sky Sports. Plus we're going to do a wee roundup of transfer news, loan news, contract news going on at Celtic in the last 24-48 hours. Quite a few things are happening. One player definitely leaving on loan. Several players being lined up to come in and replace Kyogo potentially, and also several other rumours and stories starting to develop as Celtic look to add 2 or 3 players to the squad before the transfer window shuts at 11 p.m. on Monday evening. Before we do crack on with the video, just a wee quick suggestion, encouragement. If you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, please do click that subscriber button. Keep the subscriber numbers going up and up. Even just 1 or 2 new subscribers every day does make me so happy. So do click that subscribe button, and if you are already a viewer subscriber, please do pass on the channel details to others who may be interested in a different style of Celtic fan video. If you do like the video, please do click that like button. It does help immensely with YouTube analytics, spreading the channel and spreading the great club of Celtic. And do pop your comments into the comment section regarding what you feel regarding tomorrow's lineup, the predicted score, and also what your thoughts are regarding any of the players Celtic are said to be trying to bring into the club, either in this transfer window or the summer transfer window. Celtic take on Motherwell tomorrow afternoon, as I say, 3 o'clock kickoff live on Sky Sports. Celtic should have a strong squad. Cameron Carter-Vickers is back. Kasper Schmeichel was given a couple of days off of training on Friday and Saturday, but will be in the squad for the game tomorrow. And Dyson Maida, of course, will be back available, and Jota will be available for the first time for Celtic selection. Looking at my predicted lineup for tomorrow afternoon's game, Schmeichel in goal, Alistair Johnston right back, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Austin Trusty as the 2 centre-backs, Greg Taylor on the left at left-back. I think we'll go with the same midfield 3, McGregor, Engels and Hatate. And out wide on the right, Nicholas Kuhn, hopefully getting back to better form, as I think he was quite disappointing against Aston Villa a few days ago. Adam Idah through the middle, hopefully he can continue that goal scoring for him. He scored 2 great goals against Villa in the midweek. And out left, Dyson Maida. I think Jota will start on the bench, but be brought on maybe with half an hour to go, probably replacing Nicholas Kuhn. And I think also on the bench will be Daniel Cummings, Johnny Kenny, as well as the usual backup midfielders, Paul Bernardo and Luke McCowan, with Liam Scales providing cover at centre-back and left-back off the bench as well. With regards our predicted score, going to go for 3-0 win for Celtic. Now, looking at the stats between Celtic and Motherwell, Celtic have, over the last 10 games against Motherwell, 8 wins and 2 draws. Celtic haven't lost to Motherwell since December 2015. Over that spell of just over 9 years, Celtic have 28 wins and 5 draws and no defeats against Motherwell. We have a 19 games unbeaten record going to play at Motherwell. Over that period, 15 wins and 4 draws. And all time against Motherwell in all competitions, Celtic have 81 wins, 21 draws and just 12 defeats. And so clearly, Celtic have an excellent record against Motherwell. And Motherwell, I think, can be quite a difficult team to beat if they do line up well. Last season, we did draw with them 1-1 at Celtic Park and then did have a 3-1 away win with a couple of added time goals that sealed the victory around about a year ago. However, I think a 3-0 win is on the cards for Celtic tomorrow. Big news yesterday, of course, was the Champions League draw. I popped up a wee posting on the channel. We will be playing Bayern Munich first leg at Celtic Park. That's going to be Wednesday, the 12th of February, 8 p.m. kickoff, and then the following Tuesday, we'll be going to Bayern Munich to play them on Tuesday, the 18th of February, again an 8 p.m. kickoff. And sadly, it does look like Celtic may well have to go to Munich on the 18th with no fans. I think, given the two options were Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, I think either opponent is going to be a massively difficult opponent to take on. I think if Celtic do have a good performance against Bayern Munich at Celtic Park on Wednesday the 12th, Celtic could have, if they played the way that they did against Atalanta, away from home in Bergamo, a really good, strong defensive performance, trying to hit them maybe with the pace of Maeda and Kuhn on the break. There are lots of different options Celtic can go into if they were maybe defending a goal or two of a lead from Celtic Park. And I think if that was the case, there is a possibility of Celtic getting through that tie. Lots of news stories circulating around. One that appears to be a definite goer is Luis Palma is in Greece and signing a loan contract with Olympiacos to the end of the season. With that, there's also an option to buy, and it's thought that the fee at the end of that will be around about 3.5 million pounds, which would recoup the whole amount of Luis Palma's transfer to Celtic 18 months ago. Sad to see Luis Palma go. However, I think for the sake of his career, much better that he moves on. And it maybe does open things up and make things a bit easier with James Forrest coming back quite soon, probably in the next week or two. And obviously we've signed Jota for a big fee and big money. And so he obviously needs to go in initially as the bench player and then over the next few months maybe starting to become more and more the starter. On the same topic, Sondre Oschetter of Sarpsborg, Celtic apparently put in a bid of somewhere in the region of 4.5 million, which Sarpsborg have turned down, and it's thought that a fee of 7 million is what Sarpsborg are looking at, and I think a bid near or at that level will get Sondre Oschetter to Celtic on Monday, and the player himself is said to be keen to come to Celtic. In terms of left backs, it's stated that Greg Taylor has been offered a pre-contract offer with Dinamo Zagreb to sign for them this summer. Unclear whether Taylor is keen on that or not, or whether he would prefer to keep on negotiating with Celtic to extend his Celtic career. Would like to see Celtic sign Greg Taylor. He has got a very, very good contract offer on the table. However, it does appear that Taylor wants more money and wants to be the number one choice. And I don't think either of those are feasible at Celtic, given the fact that we are bringing Tierney back in the summer. It does appear that Mikel Arteta has shut down any possibility of a loan deal for Tierney to come back to Celtic in February through to the end of May. However, other stories coming out of Arsenal are saying that as long as their number 2 left back Zinchenko stays at Arsenal over the weekend and on Monday, then Tierney could be released as a late loan offer to Celtic. And so it could be, and I say it could be, and I think it's a low possibility, that Tierney does actually get released to come to Celtic on loan, dependent on whether Zinchenko stays at Arsenal or not. and so we'll see how that develops. The Manchester United backup to the backup to the backup left back, Terrell Malacia, 25-year-old Dutch international. He's also wanted by Benfica and Real Betis. And I think, given his current wage levels at Man United, I think he's much more likely to go to them rather than come to us. It does look like Greg Taylor will be staying with Celtic at least to the end of the season, and Celtic do have the option of using Liam Scales as a backup left back, Austin Trusty as a left back. Both of them have played many, many games as left back early in the career, and there is the option of moving Anthony Ralston from right back to left back as well. So Celtic do have options at left back, plus they have two very promising Academy B team players who are age level internationals for Scotland. They too could come in at left back if Taylor was injured, etc. In terms of strikers, Celtic still are said to be very keen on signing Matthias Kvistgaarden. It's felt at this time that Bromby's fee demands are considerably above what would be the usual levels, which is very often the case in the winter transfer window. Celtic are still looking at a bid of around £10 million as being their level for Kvistgaarden. It's still to be seen whether Bromby accept that, and I wouldn't be too surprised if that goes back and forward over the weekend, and on Monday a definite yes or no happens for Kvistgaarden coming to Celtic. Celtic do appear to have a couple of backup options. It does look like the Slovakian international who plays for Slovan Bratislava, David Strelec, does look like he is available for a fee of £8 million. And if Celtic were to bid somewhere in that region, that bid would be accepted. Strelec, I think, is a very talented young player. I was quite impressed having seen him playing for both Slovakia and for Slovan Bratislava. I think he would be a player who fits in very well at Celtic. This season for Slovan Bratislava, he's played 35 games, 15 goals, 6 assists, and over his whole career as a professional, 193 games, 60 goals, 17 assists, so a goal every 3 games. Really pretty good output for a striker, and does have 28 games for Slovakia with 7 goals, so again, a pretty good output for a striker internationally. Another player being linked with Celtic, this time on a loan, is Kelechi Iheanacho. He used to play for Brendan Rodgers at Leicester, currently playing for Seville. He apparently is available on loan. It does look like Celtic and Seville are in deep negotiations regarding Iheanacho coming to Celtic on loan for the rest of the season. There may even be an option to buy at the end of that, and I think that might well be Celtic's backup option late on Monday to bring in Iheanacho on loan, a wee bit similar to what we did with Ida this time last year, and that being the option they go for if Kvistgaarden and Strelec deals fall through. On the same topic, Celtic appear to be making Daniel Cummings, our very talented 18-year-old centre forward. He's scored 25 goals in 26 games for the Academy and the B team this season, including quite a number of goals in the Under-19 Champions League tournament. His contract's up at the end of the season, and it does look like Celtic are planning to give him a long-term contract to keep him at Celtic, and hopefully that happens. I think Celtic would be fine for the rest of the season with Adam Idah as the main striker, with Dyson Maida, Johnny Kenny, and Daniel Cummings as backups. Ideally, of course, however, we should try and get at least one experienced striker in alongside Idah, and with Maida and the others as backups. One other name being put forward, not for coming to Celtic in January, but as a pre-contract offer to start in the summer, is Josh Brownhill, 29-year-old player, plays for Burnley. Not really a player that's really been on my radar much before. However, he is well regarded, plays central midfield primarily, but does have many games as right midfield, left midfield, and possibly more importantly, has had many games as a defensive midfielder, can actually push forward into attacking midfielder role as well. So it does look like he could cover many roles and maybe be a player to give Callum McGregor some rests as the defensive midfielder role. And many sources are saying that Brownhill would be keen to come to Celtic, and that Celtic would be the top of the list of teams said to be looking at him as a pre-contract. So they haven't really gone into much depth with Brownhill, as it's been much more rumours and gossip. However, that does appear to be firming up, but that would be a signing for the summer. And similarly, I wouldn't be too surprised if the Kvistgaarden option isn't taken up in January, given the fact that Bromby are asking for so much money over the odds, but instead Kvistgaarden and Celtic joining up in the summer seems much more likely to me. That just about finishes off a rather busy video. We'll be doing a post-match review video on Monday morning after the Motherwell game, and so we'll finish things there. And so until Monday's video, good luck Celtic in beating Motherwell tomorrow. Goodbye and hail hail.